My name is Ryan. I'm with the customer success team here at Proxyclick, and today we're going to take you through some of the easy steps in setting up an unmanned desk for your employees to check in. The first thing we're going to do is take you through how to configure it on your dashboard. So let's go ahead and get started. Those familiar with Proxyclick know that this is the visitor logbook. This is the first screen that you'll see when logging in. So what we're going to do is to activate these employee features, we're going to navigate to the left bar all the way down to settings. And those familiar or unfamiliar with Proxyclick, there's a new section here. We see general settings, we see visitors. Now we see employee options in the third section. So the first thing I'm going to do to start working on my employee features is activate them. And so in general, the first option is to activate the employee features. Now we have a few other options here in terms of employee booking or employee check-in is a daily occupancy setting. Of course, many of you returning to the office have either country restrictions on the occupancy percentage, maybe regional, maybe city, maybe even just at a corporate level. So we can go ahead and set how many maximum employees can check in per day. And we also have the option here to block employee booking when occupancy is reached. This could be something where we allow additional booking past that 25. We assume maybe a few aren't actually showing up that day. So there's some flexibility there, but if we know for a fact that we are only looking for 25 booked employees, we can activate that. Additionally, so that the proper individuals can be notified, you can also add email recipients to be notified when the daily occupancy is reached, whether that's to communicate with the rest of the company that it's been maximized or just individual facility managers. That option is there. Now for booking, we have a few new features, including spaces and desks. So we're going to run through this. So employee booking means booking your visit in advance. So initially with that general employee setup, that's the check-in. That means being able to check into the office when you arrive. However, just like pre-registration with a visitor logbook, employee booking allows employees to book their day at the office before arriving within the Prover app. Additionally, it's not just limited to one day. It's very flexible. So we could say that we just want them to book the morning of, but in a lot of offices or warehouses, for example, or labs, there are times where it may be Tuesday today, but we have an important meeting on Friday. So we allow that flexibility for them, for a particular department, to book desks well in advance to make sure they all have a spot in the office. Next thing here, our newest feature is the desk booking feature. So instead of just booking an office visit in general, we can also look to book a specific spot, especially if there's different spaces in your office for collaboration. So that is on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and configure it. And as we can see, there's a few different ways to name it. It can be accounting, sales department, customer success, but those names are free text. So however you have it set up, if you just have general spaces like space 1 or space 2, you can go ahead and do that. Say there's 6 seats in space 2. Go ahead and save that. Some offices really like departments to work within each other. Some like collaboration and having a more open floor plan. So the option there to hide the employee name is to make sure that someone in accounting is sitting with someone in sales for that collaboration instead of all just kind of congregating to their own sections. The next option here is a questionnaire at booking. So since booking is pre-registration for employees, there's also the option similar to the visitor side to give a questionnaire ahead of time to make sure that they are fit to come in or that they have what is needed to arrive. So this is a COVID-19 questionnaire example. Of course, this could just be equipment. This could be certifications required before they arrive that day, especially if it's been a while since the office has been open. So I just have a few examples here. Adding a question, it's as simple as adding it here. If you have a custom field question already written in your logbook, that can be added with a click of a button. From there, it's just setting up the flow. With smart rules, you can say that, for example, if you have any current symptoms of sickness, whether that's COVID or not, in this example, that if you do, then we're going to have to deny your booking today and you won't be able to come in. But if yes, we can go on to the next question. And some of these are city, state, country policies that require you to ask these questions, so you can have these in that booking feature. if you have been in contact with anyone with COVID, or are you vaccinated? So of course we have no check-in if you have symptoms or if you've been in contact, but if you are vaccinated, you can also come on in. So the next section we're going to look at is scheduling a questionnaire, of course, and that is also flexible. If you need it 24 hours in advance, if you need it to go out just that morning of, those options are available here to schedule that questionnaire in advance. Of course, you can turn that feature off and send that questionnaire upon booking at any time. Finally, we have a few other options in terms of restricting that check-in beyond that questionnaire, beyond the booking capacity. We also have location-based check-in. This allows employees to check in if they're within that range, but not check in if they're outside of the range. That makes sure that anyone booking is actually at the office, keeps that capacity limit respectful of those that are actually arriving. And changing that perimeter is just a matter of moving that slider. There's also temperature scanning at check-in. So we do integrate with temp scanners such as the Ascent temperature scanner. And so with that integrated and activated, the questionnaire can be used, the booking can be used, capacity limits. We can also make sure that they're not running a temp before arriving. And if they are unable to pass that temperature threshold, they may be denied there. Another level of security. And so that's pretty much it for the settings. At that point, once you've activated the employee features, there should be a new icon up here. It's the employee logbook. Again, we started at the visitor logbook. We now have an employee logbook, and your team members will now be able to start booking. And this is what that should look like. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us either in the chat here, the QA for the Q&A, or reach out to us later at support@proxyclick.com.